Hey, today I want to talk to you about the fastest way to get a boatload of people to join your email list.
Hey, I'm Ken. I used to be a homicide detective. I was a cop for over 15 years, and I got sick of it. When I found out I was going to become a dad, I needed to make a change. In the last 15 years, I've started 4 different businesses in 4 different industries, and they've made a lot of money. This channel is dedicated to showing people exactly how to build an 8-figure coaching business. Every single part of it. I love teaching people how to write books, how to get your books traditionally published, how to turn those books into 7-figure coaching businesses, and you're going to find all that information right here.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's have a conversation about the biggest... Look, the fact of the matter is, if you don't have an email list, you don't have a business. There's an old saying in the digital marketing world, your income grows with your list. And I've been talking over the last couple shows about actually building an email list and how to get that list growing. In the last show, I talked a lot about kind of the technical side of building a list and how you build a tripwire and solve a problem and, get people to jump onto the list and even monetize those folks as they're jumping on through a tripwire, which is a mini course. But I feel I got a lot of feedback from the last show about what it actually takes to build a list. And I got to tell you, most people overthink it. That's what it's looking like. Like dozens of questions came back to me in the last show, and they were the most complicated questions in the world. And I think that there's an inherent flaw in a lot of entrepreneurs where they overthink things and they paralyze themselves in that process. So I'm hoping this little conversation will slow down, if not eliminate, a lot of that overthinking. Because the reality is this: there are more people hurting in the world than ever before. There are more people looking for help in the world than ever before. And the fastest way in the world for you to solve a problem, or for anybody to solve a problem, is to find somebody that has the answer. Find somebody that's already been through that issue and get their help to solve the problem. So how do you build an email list really fast? It's simple. Figure out what's the biggest pain point that your ideal clients have in common and create a lead magnet to solve that problem and give that advice away to people for free. And it doesn't even have to be a lead magnet. You could actually do a series of videos that you plunk onto a funnel page, and people will opt in to do that. Let me just break this down for you so that you understand it. And I'm not going to share my screen or anything, so just dial in here, lean in, and block out the rest of the world for a couple minutes. If you're going to succeed in any type of online business, any type of business that you do online, so like an online, here's the misnomer: an online business is not a business that you make money because of the internet. Well, it is, but it isn't, but it is. There's no such thing as an online business. I know that's going to confuse you, but just stay with me here. You have a business that you can run any way you want. It's a business. A business is a business. But smart people in today's world are using online digital marketing techniques and strategies, marketing strategies, to make money in their business. So an online business doesn't exist. But a business, which you have in any one of millions of verticals, is using marketing strategies that include deployment of marketing techniques. So you're using marketing online to build your business. And that's why all of the advice that I give in this show is the same for everybody, because we're all building businesses. And you want to use online marketing to help your business grow faster. That's the plain and simple of it. So the fastest way in the world to do that is to build a freaking email list. Now, how do you figure out what's going to attract people to you? Listen to this technique. Like I've talked about in hundreds of shows in the past, the first thing that you want to do if you want to use online marketing to build your business is ask yourself, who is your ideal client? It's very important online because you're going to be creating content where you're going to be talking. When you're creating the content, you're talking to a camera. You're not actually talking to people. but you're going to publish that content, and video is obviously the preferred way to do that. And people are going to start watching your video afterwards. So because that's the way marketing works, you have to have a really clear idea in your mind of who you're talking about when you record your content, so that you can talk about things relevant to that specific person. You can talk about things that people have at that specific age, in that specific gender, with those specific issues and those specific mindsets. So the clearer you are about who you want your ideal client to be, the more accurately you're going to create content for that person. So that's step one. Start creating content so it really appeals to a specific avatar, a specific person. The next thing you're going to ask yourself is this: what's the big problem that you're solving for people? Is it losing weight? Is it writing books? Like in my case, my whole business revolves around helping people write books. And then, of course, turn the books into 7-figure businesses and everything that goes in between. But you get the point. You got to get really clear. Actually, that's a good point. If you think about my business, I teach people how to build a following. I teach people how to build online courses. I teach people how to build coaching programs. I teach people how to run advertisements on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. I teach all that stuff. Why? Because it's going to help people sell more books. If that person is not interested in writing a book to help their business, they're not my ideal client. All that other stuff will still work for them, but that's not who I'm focused on talking to. That's why I'm talking to you. So know what the big problem is first. Once you know what that big problem is, here's what I want you to do. I want you to grab a piece of paper or a spreadsheet, if that's easier for you, and I want you to answer this question. What are the steps you would teach somebody to solve that problem if you only had 30 seconds to tell them? And why do I say 30 seconds specifically? Because what I want you to get in your mind are what are the steps in solving the problem. So let's say you're a weight loss coach. You would say, okay, step one, they got to admit they have a problem and that they caused it. Step two, they got to create a plan to fix a problem. Step three, they got to lose weight. So they got to focus on the way they eat. Eating is 70% of losing weight. Then they got to get some more activity in their agenda, working out, fitness, all that stuff. Then they want to develop and focus on developing some new habits. I want to teach them the weight loss and the fitness stuff first so they can start losing weight, but I want to keep it off them. If I'm going to keep it off them, I have to help them to identify the problems, the habits that they created in these two steps, and then I want to help them to create new habits. The next step would be accountability. Get an accountability partner. Get some way to keep yourself accountable. Put your stuff in your calendar, whatever it is. Sounds like I should be a weight loss coach, doesn't it? And then the next step after that is focus on 30 days at a time. See how I did that? And I did that in a minute because I went back and started talking to you as I was doing it. But you want to do that in every business, is just like bam through it and get the right steps in the right order. Now, here's the magic. For each one of those steps, I want you to write out 8 to 10 talking points. 8 to 10 talking points that you would want to address if you were teaching that subject. So let me go back to the way you eat step. So if I was doing the way you eat step and I was writing out those 8 to 10 talking points, I would say sugar is bad for you. Eat good carbs from vegetables. Clear out your cupboards and restack your cupboards. Make sure you have some snacks that are your go-to food whenever you get hunger pains or you get cravings, and you go to those snacks instead. Almonds are the best. Drink more water. Whenever you're thinking about pop or alcohol, just slam back some water. In fact, make water your go-to whenever you get hungry, you get anything. Just drink water. Try and drink as much water as you can every single day. See how I wrote out all those points? So you're going to write out 8 to 10 points for each one of the steps. Now, here's the secret. What I want you to do is go back to the first part of the steps, so the first 2 or 3 steps, and look at those steps and ask yourself this question. What is one thing I can teach people independently in these first 3 steps, and they're going to get a result with that really quickly, 5 to 7 days, and because of that, they're going to want to buy more, invest more in me. They're going to want to know more about what I'm doing. It's almost like a micro goal, a mini goal, or a first goal. And that's what you build your lead magnet about. Let me give you an example. When I was doing this initially for my business, I came up with really the perfect steps, I think. Step one is to get clear on your journey. Step two, and know who you want to write for. Step two is to write a book. Step three is to turn that book into an online course. Step four is to start to monetize it. See, I had these steps. When I looked back at the initial steps, I was like, I need to create a lead magnet. I got to start building my email list. What can I do? And I said, what are all the things that I teach in these first 3 steps that people are really excited about and they can get a result with, and it will make them more interested in me? And I thought about it, and then it dawned on me. I thought, you know what I need to do? I teach people how to build their Facebook fan page to 100,000 people in less than 100 days for a couple $100 maximum. And I've got hundreds of students that have done this technique. And I created a lead magnet, a 20-page guide that just taught them how to do it. And I started offering anybody who wanted the guide to download it for free, and they just had to give me their email address. And in the first week that I launched that lead magnet, over 500 people joined my email list. I'm not even good with like creating PDFs and things, because you got to make a really professional PDF. But you can get somebody on Fiverr to do it for $10. So once you know what those things are, then I saw these first 500 people joining, and I had this idea. What if I could make that journey easier? So they get the guide, that's one thing, but what if I built a little mini course that goes along with it? So that some of them will want to pay $7 and grab the mini course. Then I'll be building a segmented list. So I'll have a list of people who have bought something from me and a general list. The people who paid $7 for that mini course I created have gone on, in most cases, to spend about $3,800 in my business. That's the lifetime customer value. But friends, this all started because I asked myself, what is one thing I can teach people that they're going to get a fast result with? And it's unbelievable. Before I go today, I want you to watch or listen, if you're on the podcast, this testimonial. This is Daniela I'm going to introduce you to. Daniela actually came to an event I did a couple years ago, and I gave her that lead magnet, and she opted in and gave me her email address. And on the next page, she spent $7 on that mini course. And she was so excited because she had thousands of people joining her page that she did a video in one of my Facebook groups, a little testimonial. And in the testimonial, she said, and I'll quote, "I got such amazing results with this program. I can't wait to see what else Ken is offering."
Hello, everyone. Hi, how are you doing? I am Daniela, and I'm so excited to be in this summit this weekend. I can tell that I just got here because one of my speakers for my summit, I saw that she was promoting it, and I really got very supporting her, so I signed up. And I can tell that I have my own experience and been producing my own summit, that being in those interview and the clearing energy, your life change. I have so much breakthrough, so much, joy and happiness and effectiveness. And I have to tell you a secret. I got one, when I registered, I got one email from Ken, and I started to do the process that he, create of the gift, and I started to follow. And I just started to do exactly what he was doing, exactly like that. I was just putting my monitor here and my computer here, and I started to copy exactly what he was saying in the video guidance, and I have to tell you, I got amazing result. What he was teaching is on point. It's relentless effectiveness. I love the guy already. I can't wait to see what else he's gonna offer, because I'm like, oh my God, I didn't just leave that one as I got the free gift and that's it. No, I took the time, I opened it up, I sit my ass in front of the computer and I started to do what he said to do. And it worked, guys. So if you want to have business through social media, this is the guy to follow because it's really simple how he teach. I like the cleanness of very intentional. It makes it easy. It's very clear and focused. So I'm so grateful that I'm creating results in my business because I'm building my brand of, code, healing, and manifestation practices. And I really love what he teach because it's producing results in my website and my Facebook. So that's why I have to come and acknowledge him and say thank you so much.
So friends, use this technique. Find the perfect lead magnet. You already know what it is. You just have to use this technique to identify what are the steps, what are the teaching points in each step, and then the perfect lead magnet will be somewhere in those first 3 steps and all the stuff you wrote down. Start building an email list and build your business. Remember, your income grows with your list.